In 1967, Janis Joplin was just another singer from Texas and known beyond San Francisco's small counterculture music scene. But at the Monterey Pop Festival, a mere 14 seconds of raw, electric performance changed everything. Even Mama Cass, watching from the audience, was visibly stunned. Those few seconds didn't just launch Janis into stardom, they started a countdown. In 3 years, she'd be gone, dead at 27. To understand why, you have to start in Port Arthur, Texas, where Janis was born on January 19, 1943. Port Arthur was a conservative oil town with rigid expectations, especially for women. Her father, Seth, was an engineer, a stable job in a refinery-dependent community. Her mother, Dorothy, worked at a local college. The family fit neatly into middle-class life, but Janis never did. Even as a little girl, she was too curious, too outspoken for the polite, obedient mold expected of girls. By junior high, she was openly challenging the town's racism and gender rules, behavior that turned her into a target. High school was brutal. At Thomas Jefferson High, classmates mocked her weight, her acne, her refusal to conform. They called her names ugly once meant to humiliate. They ridiculed her friendships with black students and her outspoken stance against racism. The bullying was relentless, but it forged something inside her. She learned to turn pain into defiance, wearing her outsider label like armor. A small group of beatnik friends changed her life. They introduced her to Jack Kerouac's tales of rebellion and to Roadhouse blues from Texas to New Orleans. In the smoke-filled bars of the French Quarter, Janis discovered Bessie Smith, Odetta, and Big Mama Thornton, not just their songs, but their raw truth. She couldn't read music, but she absorbed the pain and power in their voices, making it her own. Her voice became a storm, wild, honest, and unforgettable. In 1963, desperate to escape Texas, she hitchhiked nearly 50 hours to San Francisco. With her friend Chet Helms, there she sang in coffee houses, barefoot, in jeans, without pretension. The Daily Texan described her as someone who dares to be different, but freedom came with danger. Janis fell into a heavy cycle of drugs and alcohol, amphetamines, heroin, Southern comfort. She began a relationship with a woman named Jay Whitaker, her first known romance with a woman in a time when such openness was risky, but Janis didn't care about normal. She cared about real. By 1965, the lifestyle had taken its toll. Weighing just 88 pounds, she returned to Texas to recover. She quit drugs, changed her look, enrolled in college, even got engaged to an IBM worker named Peter DeBlanc, but the engagement fell apart, and with it, her attempt at a normal life. Music and the chaos that came with it pulled her back. In May 1966, Helms, now a figure in San Francisco's music scene, sent for her. His band, Big Brother and the Holding Company, needed a voice. Janis arrived June 4th and was on stage within a week. It took nearly a year for her to learn to sing with the band's loud, electric sound. In 1966, they signed a bad deal with Mainstream Records, recording their debut album in rushed sessions. It barely cracked the charts until Monterey Pop. June 17, 1967, over 50,000 people gathered. Hendrix, the Who Giants were playing. But Janis, just 24, took the stage and ripped into ball and chain. Her voice moved from whispers to roars, stomping the beat into the stage. The crowd went silent, then erupted. Mama Cass mouthed wow. The next day, Big Brother was the only act invited to perform twice. Columbia Records signed them on the spot. Overnight, Janis became rock's first female superstar, breaking into a scene dominated by men. The fame was intoxicating. In August 1968, Big Brother released Cheap Thrills. It went to #1 in 8 weeks, stayed there for 8 non-consecutive weeks, and sold nearly 1 million copies by year's end. For a moment, it even outsold the Beatles. Songs like Piece of My Heart and Summertime cemented Janis as a force no one could ignore. But the success magnified tensions within the band. Janis wanted to explore soul and R&B with horns and keyboards. The others wanted to keep their psychedelic rock roots. At heavy drug use and constant touring, and the split was inevitable. By January 1969, Janis had formed the Cosmic Blues Band. Their album I Got Dem O Cosmic Blues Again, Mommer, went gold, but critics were divided. At Woodstock, after a 10-hour wait to perform, Janis was visibly drunk and high. Her set didn't make the original film, but later footage revealed flashes of brilliance amid the chaos. Offstage, her personal life was equally turbulent. She had relationships with both men and women famous names, like Jim Morrison and Chris Christopherson, but underneath the bravado was a deep hunger to feel wanted. By 1970, heroin use had escalated to about $200 a day, thousands in today's money. That summer, she formed the Full Tilt Boogie Band, finally finding the musical chemistry she'd been seeking. They began recording Pearl at Sunset Sound in Hollywood, laying down Cry Baby, Move Over, and Me and Bobby McGee. The sessions showed a focused, polished Janis, but her private life remained messy. October 2, 1970, she planned an intimate night with her lover Peggy Casserde and fiancé Seth Morgan. Neither showed, hurt and alone. She bought heroin unaware. It was dangerously pure, the same batch killing others in Los Angeles that weekend. On October 4th, Janis was found dead in her hotel room, collapsed between the bed and table. She was 20-7. 3 months later, Pearl was released, topping charts for 9 weeks and selling over 4 million copies in the US alone. Me and Bobby McGee became her only #1 single, recorded just days before her death. In her will, Janis left $2,500 for one last party. Friends gathered at the Lion's Share Club with drinks, music, and hash brownies. Invitations read, "Drinks are on Pearl." Janis Joplin was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1995 and received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2005. Her ashes were scattered over the Pacific, just as she wished. Her voice still cuts through time, raw, defiant, aching, reminding the world of the price and power of burning too brightly.